Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jason Wong, a Vice President of Everhealth International Developer. Thank you for joining my webinar of Golden Opportunity of Cambodia Property Investment. How can you able to earn a passive income and a capital gain? Before I continue my presentation, I would like to tell you, if you have any questions you want to write, we have a bottom, we have a chat box. You can write everything you want. Then I will do your question. I will answer you as your request. Okay. And if you cannot hear me, please write in the chat box also, and our support team will able to help me, or I will do so. Okay. Before we presentation, I would like to tell you about disclaimer. All form of investment carry risk, included the risk of losing all your investment amount. Activity may not be suitable for everyone, especially overseas investment, carry additional financial regulation and legal risks. Investors are advised to do the necessary check and research on the investment beforehand. Okay, so we will start to talk about our company, Everhealth International. Everhealth International is started at 20 years ago. They have been developed about 3 million square meter around the China urban. Okay, we have developed about high-end apartment, high-end villa, shopping mall, and hotel. We're also working with all the international partners like ONYX, China Construction Engineering. We also awarded a top 10 properties companies and AAA excellent real estate company. So today we will talk about investment property. Where do you think that we should go to be invest? Malaysia is more of the Singaporeans would like to invest because they can able to see and they can able to feel, because they can travel across the border and they can able to check their property. So that's why most of Singaporeans would like to invest in Malaysia. But there's one issue. Property inflation went up. But there's one thing that all investors have a problem is currency inflation. Recently, we know that the big news, Malaysia Prime Minister resigned. So a day, the currency has dropped to a year low, 3.12 to equal to Singapore dollar. Okay, so that is one of the investment risks that we need to take. So the second one is Vietnam. Vietnam have been truly increased, their property, price from $50,000 to $500,000. Our mega companies like Capitaland, Lands have been invest a lot of properties development down there. Okay, so why we will say which area? Another area is called Cambodia. Cambodia is upcoming countries. Okay, so that's why we need to share with you. Cambodia is one of the upcoming properties that you can invest and look into it. Let's comparison of other countries like Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia. What's the difference? So you have to know about the regulation about a country who own a property. Example, Thailand in 1997 and 2006 and 08, they have been crashed on the currency. Same thing as Malaysia. Okay, for property right, they are able to own a freehold property and not a landed properties. Okay, so for resale wise, the local are able to zero down payment. Why? Because the government is supporting young people buying new condominium or new houses. For second house, you need to down 30% down payment. That's a difference. Okay. So for Vietnam, also the same thing. They are the lowest currency among the countries. In 2018, they dropped to the lowest level of 20 years, and they are not, the property right is not a freehold. Foreigner only able to hold a 50 years on top of plus 50 years. And another thing, that there are no more issue a pink card. Mean what? That means they do not give you any paper to show that you are earning or owe the property or owning the property. Okay, they are able to sell to local and also able to sell to foreigner. Okay, that is the resale. So we talk about Cambodia. Cambodia also, main importantly, the currency they are using US dollar. Whatever you deal with them, purchase, they are using US dollar. So US dollar is an international dollar, so we will touch on later on. So a freehold, non-landed, same thing. Every countries are protecting their citizen and land. They are able to resell to a second hand to property to local and foreigner. So that means that you can sell it to local and foreigner, no restrictions. So Cambodia, Phnom Penh is their capital city. Do you know how Cambodia have their economic growth? Okay, every year they have been grow 7% GDP. Let's look at this video and then they tell you more about the Cambodia.
Hi, I'm Irene, and I'll be bringing you around the key areas of Phnom Penh, the capital city of Cambodia. In recent years, we have heard so much about Cambodia as it has gathered a lot of interest from real estate investors around the world.
Cambodia was once a poor country struggling with civil wars.
In fact, its growth rate right now is over 7%.
All kinds of blue chip international investors coming here.
And long-term prospect of Cambodia and neighboring countries is positive.
And in Phnom Penh, there are Chinese-owned condominiums that are being built at a rapid rate.
Cambodia is getting developed much faster in terms of real estate.
So I'm here to do some due diligence on the opportunities of investing in Cambodia's property. Our first stop will be at the developments by Singapore's Oxley. Let's go. The government had announced a master plan to transform Cambodia and develop Phnom Penh into a metropolis. Take the roads for example. This road that we are traveling on is undergoing upgrading. Also, Cambodia is building new infrastructures throughout the country. Not only is Cambodia politically stable in the last 30 years, Cambodia's GDP growth is one of the highest in Asia at 7% in 2019. These are the 5 main economic sectors contributing to its GDP. With the tourism industry leading the way, there's an increasing demand for hotels and accommodations. And it's part of China's One Belt One Road initiative, which has attracted a lot of investment. For example, Alibaba is actually setting up its regional logistic hub here in Cambodia. Oh, and there's a so-called open secret. I'll tell you later at the end of my trip. I'm now near to the bridge. It's located at the central part of Phnom Penh, and I've booked a 2-night stay there. And that's a Peak. Peak is also developed by Singapore's Oxley, and the shopping mall is managed by Capital Land and integrated with Shangri-La Hotel. I've heard that both the Oxley properties, the bridge, and the Peak will sell like hotcakes. Time to check in. The initial launch price for a studio apartment like this was US $80,000. Now it's appreciated to around US $200,000, even though its standard and quality are just about average. Now I'm at the Riverside Park. Look around. There are new residential buildings and commercial buildings coming up. And this is the Tonle Sap River, which links to the famous Mekong River at the other end. Down this river is the Diamond Island. Looking at these buildings, you can't believe that Diamond Island used to be a swampland. The same can be said about another prime location in Phnom Penh known as Choi Changva. It is connected to the central part of Phnom Penh via 2 famous friendship bridges. That's the Cambodia-China and Cambodia-Japan friendship bridges. They connect the central part of the city to the other side, which is known as the Choi Changva. Both bridges were built with assistance from the Chinese and the Japanese respectively. So what's so special about this area? Let's unravel its future development plans. And here I am, having the honor to interview Mr. Bunches, a real estate developer in Choi Changva.
ដីជ្រោយចង្វាកាលពី5ឆ្នាំមុន2015តម្លៃពី800ទៅ1200ជ្រោយចង្វាបច្ចុប្បន្នបានកែប្រែពីទីក្រុងមួយដែលគេហៅថាទីក្រុងរណបជ្រោយចង្វាពីមុនគេនិយាយថាជាទឹកជាខណ្ឌជ្រោយចង្វាប៉ុន្តែឥឡូវបច្ចុប្បន្នដូរមកជាទីក្រុងជ្រោយចង្វាបន្ទាប់ពីលោកពឹងភាសាដែលបានបដូរពីទីក្រុងកោះពេជ្រមកទីក្រុងជ្រោយចង្វាទីក្រុងកោះពេជ្រកាលពី10ឆ្នាំមុនតម្លៃដីខ្ញុំចាំបានថាប្រហែលជា$700ទៅ1000តែបច្ចុប្បន្ន10ឆ្នាំក្រោយកោះពេជ្របានឡើងពី3500ទៅ4500ដូច្នេះជ្រោយចង្វាខ្ញុំគិតថាបច្ចុប្បន្នតម្លៃពី1200ទៅ1600តាមតំបន់តែខ្ញុំគិតថាក្នុង5ឆ្នាំទៀតនឹងឡើងពី2500ទៅ3500 ខ្ញុំគិតថាតំបន់ទីក្រុងរណបថ្មីដែលកោះពេជ្រមកអភិវឌ្ឍជាលើកទី2នៅតំបន់ជ្រោយចង្វារទំហំខ្ញុំចាំបាន160ហិកតាក៏ដល់ទីក្រុងថ្មីបូករួមទាំងតំបន់ជ្រោយចង្វារទាំងមូលប្រហែលជា140ហិកតាទៀតដូច្នេះទំហំក្រុងរណបជ្រោយចង្វារឡើងដល់300ហិកតាបើយើងប្រៀបធៀបនឹងកោះពេជ្រមានតែ120ហិកតាទេប៉ុន្តែចំពោះតម្លៃវិញខ្ញុំគិតថាបើតំបន់ដែលល្អបំផុតអាចឈានឡើងដល់ទៅ$4,500និងតំបន់ដែលល្អក្នុងរយៈពេល5ឆ្នាំទៀត
As Mr. Bunches had mentioned, there are many developments taking place in Choi Chungwa, adding on to existing top attractions residing in this area, including Cambodia's largest zoo. Choi Chungwa will be the city of the future, with the OCIC spearheading its effort to make this vision a reality. The new CBD area will be moving here, together with Cambodia's income tax department and many other banks. In addition, Cambodia is planning to build another iconic landmark on the riverside along Tonglé Sap Street. With the hosting of the SEA Games approaching, the new national stadium is now getting ready to welcome this major sporting event. Hence, you can see the potential of Choi Chungwa, and it is developing faster than any other areas in Phnom Penh. Now visualize this: the transformation of Shanghai's Pudong and Puxi and New York's Manhattan skyline from past to present. And Phnom Penh will be transformed into a metropolis, as I've mentioned at the beginning of this video.
Last but not least, let me highlight a development by Wealth Mansion. The China State Construction Engineering Corporation is building it.
It is a Fortune Global 500, ranked at 23rd position in 2018. With one of the world's top construction firms involved in this project, it reflects the strength of its credibility. Also, note Wealth Mansion's proximity to key landmarks: educational, medical, financial institutions, business facilities, and government authorities. The friendship bridges are just a stone throw away too.
I've actually received an exclusive interview to preview this project.
This property investment is unlike any other. Apart from its prime location and excellent design, it is a freehold and fully furnished hotel service apartment. Look at the quality of materials, furnitures, and the electrical appliances provided. Imagine after a hard day's work, this is the kind of home I'd like to go to. It has a 5-diamond rating under the management of ONYX, whose portfolio includes Amari, SHAMA, and other renowned hotels in ASEAN. Thus, your property will be well maintained. Moreover, it comes with a 2-year guaranteed rental return. These are factors to consider for your investment.
I've made an appointment with the GM of this project, Miss Sunny. Hello, Miss Sunny.
你好，美惠。
So, can you tell us why does Wealth Mansions focuses on high-end service apartment in Cambodia, Phnom Penh?
这个是源于我们公司对这个市场进行的这个详细的市场调研。主要来说是根据它的市场的供给需求来进行的定位。第一个呢，从市场的供应来看，根据当时这个蓝坊的一个数据报告显示，酒店式服务型公寓在整个金边市场上目前的总体的供应量大概只有5050套。那最近可能会有一些新增的产品出来，但总体来说它的总量还是比较稀缺的。这是第一点。那第二点来看的话，根据路德的表现来看，服务型公寓的平均入住率可以达到75%，这也是一个比较好的一个市场表现。从未来的需求的角度上来看呢，我们非常看好中国“一带一路”的这个发展，导致了这个柬埔寨、金边，包括金边都会有非常多的外资企业涌入到这个城市来进行投资，那么一定会带来很多高端的这样一些金融的一些白领啊，服务型的一些高端的这个人才出现，包括还有很多的外交官在这个地方的生活。那从这个角度上来说，他们可能会需要一些高端的服务型公寓，提供给他们一个家庭温馨的环境居所，同时又保证他们有一些酒店式的配套服务。另外一方面呢，我们也观察到了一种数据，柬埔寨目前的这个它的支柱型的国民产业呢，它是第3产业， 主要是旅游业，而且旅游业每年以20%的速度在保持增长。我们非常看好它旅游业发展的潜力。在这个旅游业蓬勃发展的过程之中，其实最为受益的主要就是住宿业和餐饮业。从这个角度上来说，这也是我们选择做酒店式服务公寓的一个初衷。这个是主要的一个从供给和需求的角度，我们来瞄准这个市场，找寻到这个市场机会点的原因。
I see. So is there a higher capital gain?
当然，从我们目前表现来看研究的表现来看，目前酒店式服务型公寓的话和普通一些的这个住宅类产品比起来，由于它有更多的这个高端的这种服务的产品的核心在里面，所以导致一般来说在同一个地段下，酒店式服务公寓类型的产品，它的租金可以达到普通住宅类的2倍以上，它的这个回报要更高。
So why does your company see this as an opportunity for a service apartment concept at Choi Chungwa area?
第一点，我们这块地选择的这个地方的话，它的地段优势非常的明显，它是一个三江交汇的自然景观的一个稀缺点。另外呢，在这条线路上，你会发现金边整个南北向的一个旅游景点的穿插。我们在它的旅游景点的中轴线上，那往南走的话，大家其实可以看到金边的皇宫，还有我们的 Naga Casino 赌场，还有我们的塔仔山，这些是目前这个金边的主要的旅游景点。那么向北走的话，其实又有金边现在新兴涌现出来的新型景点，比如说我们2023年的东盟运动会的场址，包括我们的野生动物园，那么还有我们的高尔夫球场等等一些水上乐园，柬埔寨最大型的这样一些项目，那么也都孕育而生。那么你看到南北线上的这样一个纵轴的这个旅游线路上，我们就在它的终点上。对，这是我们选择做酒店式服务公寓的一个很重要的地段性原因。
So I understand that you are selling the units to the investor and managing the property for them. So what is your property's USP?
总结起来应该说是3点。第一点是我们的地段优势，那么大家可以看到，我们这个项目具备着360度三江交汇的这个景观资源，那这是核心的一个地段性优势。那么第二个呢，是我们在品质上的注重。那一个是大家可能都参观过我们的样板房了，我们在装修标准上来说，应该是目前金边市场上提供的交付标准最高的一个拎包入住的项目。那么第二个呢，是我们目前的这个核心的这个总包单位是中建3局，它承建了我们中国的一般最高楼、深圳的最高楼、香港的最高楼，都是由中建3局承建的。那么作为动力萨河东岸的地标型建筑，也将会是3局在金边打造的一个标志性的项目。这是从品质上的角度上来说。那么第3个，我们赋予了我们这个住宅类的产品最主要的一个核心，就是酒店的经营思维以及酒店的设施设备和高标准的服务，这个是我们最主要的一个服务的一个卖点。可以说，我们威尔斯公馆项目是这个整个片区里面最为高端的酒店式服务型公寓项目，是唯一的。
Now we know why real estate investors are keen to come here.
Another plus point is the view you'll be getting at the pinnacle of this landmark property. Standing at 166 meter high with a 360-degree panoramic view, you'll be getting the beautiful city view in the front facing and the Mekong River behind.
Now I'm at my friend's house. Currently, this is the only service apartment near to Wealth Mansion. Let's take a look at her 1-bedroom.
For an investment of US $150,000 for a Bellevue studio apartment, you can achieve a return of about 7 to 12% annually.
Whereas for a long-term lease, it's actually cheaper and it's costing at $1,800 USD per month.
In comparison with other service apartments such as Soka Resident or Somerset Norodom, you can see that Wealth Mansion, a hotel service apartment at a prime location and under the care of a professional management, will be able to give you a higher yield, capital gain, and property value in the long term. In recent years, Cambodia's booming tourism sector fueled the growth of its real estate market, just like Singapore in the 90s. Moreover, foreigners are allowed to buy freehold properties. hence attracting many real estate investors from around the region and beyond.
Like any emerging markets, there are skyscrapers and mega malls. I have to say that Phnom Penh is totally different from what I've imagined. Sooner or later, I will expect the property prices to go up. Take China and Vietnam for example. Their property prices have gone up so much.
The standard of living here is pretty high. The food prices here isn't as cheap as I thought. Getting a cup of coffee from Starbucks or a meal in KFC or Burger King here costs almost the same price as Singapore, and it's in US dollars. Now, for the open secret. Cambodia discovered that it has crude oil and gold. I can't imagine how rich Cambodia will be in future.
Finally, one last place to visit. I'm at the iconic Waternight Capital Tower. I'll be going to the 37th floor to get a bird's eye view of this locality.
To be farsighted, you need to see from the top. I'd like to highlight the potential of Choi Chung Va. Just take a look across the bridges. The project that attracted me the most is Wealth Mansion. Despite the fact that the supply of accommodation is expected to exceed demand, it should not affect Wealth Mansion. This is due to three main reasons. 1. It will be a first-tier riverview landmark property sitting on Choi Chung Va. 2. This development is a hotel service apartment that is fully furnished with high quality. 3. It has an international 5-diamond rating professional management under the care of ONYX. Hence, in the next 5 to 10 years, the future will be shining bright for Wealth Mansion, making it a good source of passive income.
After doing my due diligence on investing in Cambodia's real estate, I hope that this video will be able to help you in your next property venture.
Hi, after watching the video, I think you have more understanding about Cambodia, the development. So Cambodia have been the past 6 years #1 in Asia for 7% GDP growth. Okay, there are 4 sectors just now mentioned already. They mentioned manufacture, tourism, construction, and agriculture. So these 4 segments created the GDP for Cambodia. Okay, and they have oil and gas and gold. Okay, so gold and oil, they have about 400 to 500 million barrels of oil, and also have issued 40 license, exposure license to corporation for the extraction of gold. Okay, and you have to see, Cambodia have in 2020 they have about 41.49 tons of reserve, gold reserve for the country. In 2021, they have increased to 50.45 tons. So this is a very awesome, income for Cambodia in gold. Okay, so Aeon Mall. Most of people who know Aeon Mall is very popular in Malaysia, and Aeon Mall started 5 years ago, I think 6, 7 years ago. They invested and always believe that they did a calculation. That's estimated 10 years to break even. Can you all give me an answer? How long they take to break even for Aeon Mall? Anybody want to give a guess? And can write in the chat box. Okay? Yes. Simon say 4 years. Very close. Okay? Within 3 years, they have break evens. And this is Aeon Mall 1, and they already built the Aeon Mall 2. Okay? And now they started to build Aeon Mall 3. So that means that the business are very, very prominent for the local markets. Okay, for tourist-wise, 2009, Cambodia airport travel is only 500,000 tourists visited in Cambodia. In 2019, they had increased 227%, about 1.7 million. Okay, so for Angkor Wat, there's a very famous tourist for 7 Wonder at Siem Reap. Siem Reap Airport in 2009 is only 600,000 travel. Today, it's about 1.3 million tourists visiting. So Cambodia will be one of the countries attract most of the people who travel there to explore their culture and lifestyle in Cambodia. And they're also building a new airport, international airport. Okay, so that prove that they are preparing millions and thousands of people who's coming to Cambodia. So that's why they are building a second airport, a new airport. Okay, and the construction is over 1.5 billion. Okay, so as mentioned to you, they are using US dollars or international currency. So they are 100% open foreign exchange policy without a 0% tax. Not like Singapore, you putting US dollar, they will charge you a handling fees, and withdraw US dollar, they also charge you. So they are free tax for this policy for US dollars. And the more important thing, they are also non-CRS. What is mean CRS? Common reporting standard. What is common reporting standard? They do not need to report to any countries that their so-called their deposit, their customer base or data. They are not reachable to tell the country that who are putting deposit in their bank. So they are not in their bank standard. So, but that means they have a very high financial freedom, plus on top the high banking deposit rate. Can anybody make a guess? If you put a 50 in Cambodia, what is the per annum interest you are getting? Anybody want to make a guess? Per annum, how much will you receive? How much Singapore deposit you are entitled, you are getting? I think I just heard one of my investors say that they put 100,000, they only get 0.9%. I say that is not awesome. It's only $900 per year. You divide by 12, 365 days. How much is per day? Okay, maybe you can't. It's good enough for you to buy a coffee. Okay, yeah, good. Or those box. Okay, so talk about government, the government. Okay, for government, we need to know, very important for countries. Hong Kong is really being continuous with the fifth term, conservative fifth term, and he was started at 1985. Okay, so it's very stable government, and they opened to international market only started at 2015. Okay, and joined ASEAN in 30 April 1999. Okay, in only this couple of years, you can see the Cambodia economics have been, a lot of international business people are investing their business in Cambodia, factories like Adidas, and Nike, and the rest of the brand. Okay, the One Road, One Belt. Okay, this is very important. They have a very good relationship with China. China is putting Cambodia as a hub of One Road, One Belt. In the future, whatever we order in online or whatever things that we need to do, Cambodia will be one of the hub dispute in South Asia. So you see, look at China, have been invest $40 billion US dollars. So China have invested, China have a very good relationship with them. We know that COVID-19, China has donated all the vaccines to Cambodia. About 5 million vaccines have been donated to Cambodia. And their populations are very interesting. They are also 16.9 million population. And young population is about 30%, about 5.2 million. The working age population is important, very important, because it's about 64.3% of the populations at the age. So that means this group of people are able to spare, that means they can spare money, that means the economy is moving, turning around faster. The elderly is only 5% of the population of 70 million. So that's trying to tell you that Cambodia is a young country, growing country. So this is very important that for investors to know about their population, their age, working class. Okay, and these some of the brands that maybe we're familiar, Chow and Key, and there's TWG, and some of the brands that we see before, Apple, Burger King, KFC, and they have more. This is only part of one of the few brands there. But I want to share with you one of the brands that do very well last couple of months. I read the article. Body Shop was a long queue. That means that what? The Cambodian people are going for the lifestyle. They know their international brand. They try to export and learn from others and try to see what, why Body Shop is so good. other countries as well. So they went try, and then the business are growing very tremendously, so very well. Okay, they have opened 2 outlets in Cambodia for body shop. For property raising of housing price in CBD area annually grow. For rental yield is about 6 to 8%. Okay, office rent is about 8 to 12%. Service apartment is about 7 to 14%. It's a very high in Asia. Okay, third in Asia. So look at the chart here. Okay, and Hong Kong, China is the lowest bottom, and so Singapore, Japan, Jakarta, Manila, and Ho Chi Minh. Look at Cambodia. It's the top. It's got 2-figure rental yield return. Why? Because overwhelming demand. Because there is about 600 current PR foreigner, and their resident area is only 20,000. So the demand supply is the factor. Okay, high rental return is basically a very good investment. Why? I share with you later. Okay, I want you to all stand present and look future of Cambodia. What will you see? I'll share with you some of the pictures that already developed, especially Singapore. Okay, we can see Singapore, Marina Square, okay, expanded. Okay, in 1988, this picture show expanded is not there. Suntec, I don't think is there yet. Okay, so there's few hotel there. Okay, so look at 30 years later, full buildings, so many buildings are developed in Marina Square. So that proves that the property prices are increasing for the last 30 years. Look at Shenton Way. Same thing. Maybank was not there. Shenton Way is only few buildings. I think UOB Tower, OCBC Tower. Okay, look at now, Maybank, Bank of China, Stanchart, and one of these buildings I think is still. In 1997, when crisis, ERA agent was sitting down there, waiting buyer to come into the showroom. But there is nobody walking by at that time because the crisis big fear the investor. So today, you can check on the URA website. This property is selling at 2004 to 2008 per square feet. They are only selling at $780 per square feet in 1997. Coming for, imagine property is a fantastic investment tool, but you must know the property analysis before you invest. So that's why I'm sharing with you later on. Okay, look at Shanghai. Shanghai Pudong. Pudong, Puxi. Okay, Pudong is here, Puxi is here. So when the 1990s, Pudong, nobody know. Nobody will want to buy any land over there. So people say, one of my friends say, 买一套房都不买一片地在浦东. So how bad it is. So Pudong people who own the land there, wow, they feel very sad. Look at 20 years later, Pudong are more expensive than Puxi. Our capital land, Raffles City, developed a shopping mall in Pudong. Now they have an awesome shopping. Okay, so that is why we might have a foresight to look at what is the future development in Cambodia. So I'm trying to share with you why I'm sharing with you all these photos is to let you understand the development. Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, 2007. Look at it. There's some of the buildings are not developed. So we look at 2021. They have many buildings are being developed. So that is why I'm saying you must able to know the country economics and what is their future plan. So from there, you are able to do your own research and do your own mathematics. Then you will know, is it a good investment in the country? Okay, this is one of the very successful story I want to share with you in Cambodia. Okay, they transform, okay, Diamond Island. Okay, how they transform? In 2008, it's just a swampland. This swampland is who? All the farmer, fishermen staying there. So there's one rich man called Fang Chaosen. He used the same concept in Guizhou to take the land and do out the whole structure. And every month they tell the landowner, you don't need to do anything, not need to farm anything. Every month I will give you $100 per head If your family have 10 person, I will give you $1,000 of USD every month for 2 years. So these 2 years, what he going to do? He do the structure and plan everything. And he created when it was 2009, 20 after he do the structure, is 1,300 per square meter. Just only couple of years now is $4,700 per square feet. Square meter, sorry, not feet. Okay, so in this period of time, how much do you think? It's about 3 to 4-fold almost. So this is so incredible. Okay, awesome. Look at the Diamond Island, the building. Okay, they have Aeon Mall, one around the area, and they have this skyscraper. Okay, Meridian Service Apartment. It's a very, very nice service apartment managed by Meridian. Okay, and they have this called the bridge. Okay, near to the bridge, just across the bridge diamond. Okay, so they have this Nompeng Tower. They will show you later on what is called Nompeng Tower, but it's not built yet. Okay, and they have Shangri-La Hotel and a service apartment and office in the area. And this is the GIC Tower. Okay, I want to show you one more thing. Okay, this is not built yet, but it's already announced in the newspaper and news and online. You can go and search on it. You know, they are going to build a bridge, a future bridge from the Royal Palace area to cross over the Soka Hotel, the 5-star Soka Hotel. So that makes that Chichonghua nearer to the city. So why they are doing that? They are going to develop a new CBD area at Chichonghua. Let me share with you. Okay. So Naga 1 and Naga World 2 is a casino, and they have 2 casinos. They are doing pretty well. Okay. So Soka Hotel is basically a 5-star heritage like a Raffles Hotel. In the old days, there are only 5-star hotels. The Singapore hotel is only this Soka. So this Soka is basically made by VIP, people foreigner who like to stay in space. Okay, the only one 5-star hotel in the old days. But now I think there are not also a lot of 5-star hotels because they are set. Okay, so this bridge, future bridge, will cross over Soka area. Okay, so this is the one that I mentioned to you. It's called Nompeng Tower. Nompeng Tower is an iconic building. Will be built just opposite Naga World. Okay, so this is the tower I mentioned. Nompeng Tower is a twin tower about 133 story tall. Okay, and the meter height from the ground to the top is about 560 meter height. Okay, do you know that they are taller than Twin Tower? Twin Tower is only 460 meters. So you imagine it's just right on the corner of the place, this location. Okay, so that's why I say they are building a lot of mega skyscraper buildings. Okay, this is why I mentioned to you 560 meters and Twin Tower only 452 meters. So much difference. Okay, so and they use 2.7 billion to build this skyscraper from Nompeng Tower. Okay, so I will share with you this 5 years development at the Chichonghua. Okay, I will share with you what is the plan. I would like to share with you the video, and maybe you watch on the video. And just now the video have been mentioned about the Chichonghua, there's a stadium and things like that. So let's watch about the video that I want to show you our project for well mentioned at the showroom.
It is a Fortune Global 500, ranked at 23rd position in 2018. With one of the world's top construction firms involved in this project, it reflects the strength of its credibility. Also, note Wealth Mansion's proximity to key landmarks, educational, medical, financial institutions, business facilities, and government authorities. The friendship bridges are just a stone throw away too.
I've actually received an exclusive interview to preview this project.
This property investment is unlike any other. Apart from its prime location and excellent design, it is a freehold and fully furnished hotel service apartment. Look at the quality of materials, furniture, and the electrical appliances provided. Imagine after a hard day's work, This is the kind of home I'd like to go to. It has a 5-diamond rating under the management of ONYX, whose portfolio includes Amari, SHAMA, and other renowned hotels in ASEAN. Thus, your property will be well maintained. Moreover, it comes with a 2-year guaranteed rental return. These are factors to consider for your investment.
I've made an appointment with the GM of this project, Miss Sunny. Hello, Miss Sunny.
你好，美惠。
So, can you tell us why does Wealth Mansions focuses on high-end service apartment in Cambodia, Phnom Penh?
这个是源于我们公司对这个市场进行的这个详细的市场调研。主要来说是根据它的市场的供给需求来进行的定位。第一个呢，从市场的供应来看。 根据当时这个蓝坊的一个数据报告显示，酒店式服务型公寓在整个金边市场上目前的总体的供应量大概只有5050套。那最近可能会有一些新增的产品出来，但总体来说它的总量还是比较稀缺的。这是第一点。那第二点来看的话，根据路德的表现来看，服务型公寓的平均入住率可以达到75%，这也是一个比较好的一个市场表现。从未来的需求的角度上来看呢，我们非常看好中国“一带一路”的这个发展。 导致呢，这个柬埔寨、金边，包括金边，都会有非常多的外资企业涌入到这个城市来进行投资，那么一定会带来很多高端的这样一些金融的一些白领啊，服务型的一些高端的这个人才出现，包括还有很多的外交官在这个地方的生活。那从这个角度上来说，他们可能会需要一些高端的服务型公寓。 提供给他们一个家庭温馨的环境居所，同时又保证他们有一些酒店式的配套服务。另外一方面呢，我们也观察到了一种数据，柬埔寨目前的这个它的支柱型的国民产业呢，它是第3产业，主要是旅游业，而且旅游业每年以20%的速度在保持增长。我们非常看好它旅游业发展的潜力。在这个旅游业蓬勃发展的过程之中，其实最为受益的主要就是住宿业和餐饮业。 从这个角度上来说，这也是我们选择做酒店式服务公寓的一个初衷，这个是主要的一个从供给和需求的角度，我们来瞄准这个市场，找寻到这个市场机会点的原因。
I see. So, is there a higher capital gain?
当然，从我们目前表现来看研究的表现来看，目前酒店式服务型公寓的话和普通一些的这个住宅类产品比起来，由于它有更多的这个高端的这种服务的。 产品的核心在里面，所以导致一般来说，在同一个地段下，酒店式服务公寓类型的产品，它的租金可以达到普通住宅类的2倍以上，它的这个回报要更高。
So why does your company see this as an opportunity for a service apartment concept at Choi Chungva area?
第一点，我们这块地选择的这个地方的话，它的地段优势非常的明显，它是一个3江交汇的自然景观的一个稀缺点。 另外呢，在这条线路上，你会发现金边整个南北向的一个旅游景点的穿插。我们在它的旅游景点的中轴线上，那往南走的话，大家其实可以看到金边的皇宫，还有我们的 Naga Casino 赌场，还有我们的塔仔山，这些是目前这个金边的主要的旅游景点。那么向北走的话，其实又有金边现在新兴涌现出来的新型景点，比如说我们2023年的东盟运动会的场址。 包括我们的野生动物园，那么还有我们的高尔夫球场等等一些水上乐园，柬埔寨最大型的这样一些项目，那么也都孕育而生。那么你看到南北线上的这样一个纵轴的这个旅游线路上，我们就在它的终点上。对，这是我们选择做酒店式服务公寓的一个很重要的地段性原因。
So I understand that you are selling the units to the investor and managing the property for them. So what is your property's USP?
总结起来应该说是3点。 第一点是我们的地段优势，那么大家可以看到，我们这个项目具备着360度3江交汇的这个景观资源，那这是核心的一个地段性优势。那么第二个呢，是我们在品质上的注重。那一个是大家可能都参观过我们的样板房了，我们在装修标准上来说，应该是目前金边市场上提供的交付标准最高的一个拎包入住的项目。那么第二个呢，是我们目前的这个核心的。 这个总包单位是中建3局，它承建了我们中国的一般最高楼、深圳的最高楼、香港的最高楼，都是由中建3局承建的。那么作为洞里萨河东岸的地标型建筑，也将会是3局在金边打造的一个标志性的项目。这是从品质上的角度上来说。那么第3个，我们赋予了我们这个住宅类的产品最主要的一个核心， 就是酒店的经营思维以及酒店的设施设备和高标准的服务，这个是我们最主要的一个服务的一个卖点。可以说，我们威尔斯公馆项目是这个整个片区里面最为高端的酒店式服务型公寓项目，是唯一的。
Now you know why real estate investors are keen to come here.
Another plus point is the view you'll be getting at the pinnacle of this landmark property. Standing at 166 meter high with a 360-degree panoramic view, you'll be getting the beautiful city view in the front facing and the Mekong River behind.
Now I'm at my friend's house. Currently, this is the only service apartment near to Wealth Mansion. Let's take a look at her one-bedroom.
For an investment of US $150,000 for a Bellevue studio apartment, you can achieve a return of about 7 to 12% annually.
Whereas for a long-term lease, it's actually cheaper and it's costing at $1,800 USD per month.
In comparison with other service apartments such as Soka Resident or Somerset Norodom, you can see that Wealth Mansion, a hotel service apartment at a prime location and under the care of a professional management, will be able to give you a higher yield, capital gain, and property value in the long term. In recent years, Cambodia's booming tourism sector fueled the growth of its real estate market, just like Singapore in the 90s. Moreover, foreigners are allowed to buy freehold properties, hence attracting many real estate investors from around the region and beyond.
Like any emerging markets, there are skyscrapers and mega malls. I have to say that Phnom Penh is totally different from what I've imagined. Sooner or later, I will expect the property prices to go up. Like China and Vietnam, for example, their property prices have gone up so much.
The standard of living here is pretty high. The food prices here isn't as cheap as I thought. Getting a cup of coffee from Starbucks or a meal in KFC or Burger King here costs almost the same price as Singapore, and it's in US dollars. Now, for the open secret. Cambodia discovered that it has crude oil and gold. I can't imagine how rich Cambodia will be in future.
Finally, one last place to visit. I'm at the iconic Waternight Capitol Tower. I'll be going to the 37th floor to get a bird's eye view of this locality. To be farsighted, you need to see from the top.
I'd like to highlight the potential of Choi Chung Va. Just take a look across the bridges. The project that attracted me the most is Wealth Mansion. Despite the fact that the supply of accommodation is expected to exceed demand, it should not affect Wealth Mansion. This is due to three main reasons. 1. It will be a first-tier riverview landmark property sitting on Choi Chung Va. 2. This development is a hotel service apartment that is fully furnished with high quality. 3. It has an international 5-diamond rating professional management under the care of ONYX. Hence, in the next 5 to 10 years, the future will be shining bright for Wealth Mansion, making it a good source of passive income.
After doing my due diligence on investing in Cambodia's real estate, I hope that this video will be able to help you in your next property venture.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. So at 2023, the SEA Games will be organized at Chichongpa National Stadium. So look at this. Why they create any mega event? Because they want to promote the Cambodia countries. The country have to let the world know that how they have developed for the past few years after they opened to the international market. So this is why I'm saying, after trying so much, what do you think? What kind of product is the best product for you to invest in Cambodia? Can anybody share with me after you see all these things? Property that's residential, factories, office, retail, blah, 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 blah. So that's many. Okay, let me share with you. Our well-mentioned is a service apartment, hotel, come retail and office space. Okay, so these are some of the retail, some of the office space that I'm showing you, office, and this is the retail. Okay, you can be doing your spa, manicure, pedicure, and office space, and they also come with a service apartment. Okay, a 5-star service apartment. I will share you more later on about who are the ones who manage the service apartment at the hotel, because you need to know, it's important. Okay, so there's a lot of brands have not been into Cambodia. Okay, they are eyeing every country when they start. Many international companies would like to go in, take this. Okay, so this is one of the area that I want to share you, the Chichonghua. Okay, as I mentioned to you, there is the China Bridge and Japan Bridge, Paris Bridge, and our properties service apartment will be located in this area, about 200 to 300 meters. Okay, and diagonal to our Royal Palace. And this is Soka Hotel, 5-star Soka Hotel, and this is Diamond Island. Okay, and this is Nagawa, and Nagawa opposite that is the Phnom Penh Tower. Okay, so it's just basically diagonally with our building. Just now you saw the view. Okay, you will see the tower very clear, and the new bridge they are going to build the next couple of years. They will build this bridge across the Soka Hotel. So with this bridge, they will be able to come across to the city more nearer. Okay, and they have many CBD, like income tax and income tax. The Cambodia income tax, OCIC, and some of the tourists like Dynasty Park, City Hall, and they have golf club, water theme park, zoo, so all these will be surrounding at that area. So you can see that the tourists will be visiting this area. That's why we are doing hotels and service apartment. Okay, look at the area here. We have ground floor, basement 1 and basement 2 is car park. Okay, and ground floor is our lobby receptions, and first and to fourth floor is basically car park. We have about 800 parking lots. Okay, level 5 to 8 is our retail and office space for all the spa, salon, the restaurant, and etc. Okay, so on 9th floor onwards to 36 is basically a service apartment. Okay, it's managing by the ONYX Group. Okay, the brand of the hotel is called SHAMA. Okay, it's one under the member of ONYX. And 37 to 42 is a hotel. Our company are not selling for the hotel level because we are going to manage it, because we believe the only way that do a hotel, that when the hotel is fully booked, we are able to bring our guests to our service apartment. So that is our concept. Okay, after doing all the research and the data telling us the next couple of years, Cambodia will be a tourism area to visit. Okay, 43 to 44 is a sky bar, pool, and children playground, with an infinity pool, with about a length of 475 meter length. Okay, pool. Okay, so we have two badminton hall in level 44. Okay, so we can play badminton above 100 meter. Okay, so this is a office layout floor plan. Okay, level 6 and 7 is a loft office. That means when you buy, you have a loft built by our company. That means the developer will build for you with a loft. So you can have a one level. And the level 5 to 8 is the open space with about 4.5 meter height to 4.9 meter. Okay, and the meter here, it can be 8.7, but because there's trunking, wiring, piping, so that's why you are only able to use up to 4.9. Okay. So This is one office, okay, about 60 meter, okay, 60 meter, okay. So this is the office space with the loft and the staircase. And this is some of the staircase. You can from the center part go up. It's a different design of artist impression, okay, office space and retail, manicure, pedicure. Okay, so some of the design we have done. So when you purchase, everything is done for you with the staircase, the loft, but not the furniture. It is only artist impression. Okay. So any questions so far? Okay. So this property is a freehold property, or foreigner is it eligible to buy? Yes, foreigner are eligible to purchase. Okay. So the building height is 166 meter height from the ground to the top. Okay, it's 166 meter high. So this is some of the show flats that we showing you the show service apartment. So whatever you see and wherever you see, you will get it. So it's a fully finished and furnitures included. Okay, so this is basically catered to people who invest with come with a business model with a service apartment. Okay, concept. So for service apartment, level 9 to 30 is basically with 39 units in one per floor. Okay, we have about 8 types of units per floor. Okay, so this is A1, A2, B, C, D, F, and F1 and G. They have 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom sizes. Okay, the smaller is A and A1. So basically, it's just a studio apartment. Okay, so well mentioned is managed by SHAMA Hotel, but SHAMA is a member of ONYX. So let me share with you who is ONYX. ONYX have been in the market for 50 years. They have managed many brands under their care. So let me share with you what brand. Okay, so SHAMA started 50 years ago, founded in 1955. Okay, so their turnover revenue is about $2 billion US dollars. Okay, US dollars, $2 billion US dollars. So which brand is belong to their care? Okay, Amari. I think when you go to Thailand, you go to spa, you go to some of the Thailand, they have Amari Hotel. The origin tie-up is basically from the owner is basically from a Thai. Okay, Ozone also have 11 hotels. Okay, managed by group, and 18 service apartment hotels are managed by SHAMA. Okay, so SHAMA is one of a classic thing. It's bought over from Hong Kong. Okay, and the collections have 21 hotels. So these are some of the hotel photos that they are managing. Okay, so you look at the room pictures. They in Hong Kong. SHAMA is basically owned by a founder by Lin Yang. Okay, when he was started at 1996, and then the SHAMA group, ONYX, the group, acquired them and bought over the brand under their care now. So they're under the Thai group, Thai Retail Group. Okay, so they are basically a very big group. Okay, so in SHAMA, they also awarded a lot of awards since when they started. Okay, and these are some of the service. The years that have been built. They have been number one, China. China. Our company also worked with them since 2006 and 2007. So we started in China business with them, and they know us well. That's why when we go to Cambodia, they join us. Later on, I will share with you a video by ONYX GM. Okay, so some awards that you won. Some have won an ASEAN top service award on service apartment, a Hong Kong business award in service apartment. So all these awards is won by SHAMA. Okay.
ONYX 酒店集团是一个根源于泰国、发展于亚洲的亚洲酒店集团。我们有50年的历史，我们在10个国家有70家物业，横亘我们的3个主要的酒店跟服务式公寓品牌，它们分别是 Amari、Ozo 跟 SHAMA。就像我刚才介绍的一样 ，ONYX 我们的根源是来自于泰国。 所以我们一路秉承以泰国文化为根基的服务理念和精神，在我们的每个物业上面推广我们贴心人性化的一个服务。同时我们也在亚洲发展，所以我们的整个一个建筑跟内装的风格是以现代亚洲为特色的。总体来讲，我们在我们3个酒店跟服务式公寓品牌里面，都是以传递亚洲的效率、亚洲的摩登和泰式跟东南亚的人性贴心的一个服务理念。ONYX 根源于泰国，我们目前在整个东南亚，包括大中华地区布局甚广。下一步我们会继续的根植在亚洲市场，在东南亚，尤其是在柬埔寨、越南、马尔代夫、斯里兰卡、马来西亚，增加我们的物业的数量，推广我们的更多的一个酒店的品牌。在大中华地区，我们会在中国的1线城市，尤其是北京、上海、广州、深圳，增加我们的物业的一个品牌，希望更好的服务东南亚及大中华地区的我们的客人。我们公司对于在东南亚的深耕发展是我们公司最核心的战略，所以我们一直在关心柬埔寨的市场因为我们觉得柬埔寨是一个充满潜力和希望的国家。因为柬埔寨它的人口很年轻，据我了解平均的年龄低于30岁柬埔寨又是一个“一带一路”的国家，在背靠着中国也深耕东南亚，所以不管是商还是旅，都是一个必经之地。柬埔寨的旅游资源都不用多说了所以我们是一直认为柬埔寨是我们必须要进入的一个市场，而且我们对于柬埔寨不管是在商旅客人还是旅游度假客人未来的潜力充满了信心，这就是我们公司选择柬埔寨进入柬埔寨的一个非常重要的一个原因。其实对于 ONYX 来讲呢，不管是我们的3大品牌，尤其是SHAMA，我们在选址上面要求是非常严格的，因为我们非常的在乎这样的一个具体的城市跟地理位置的选择，对于将来服务于我们客人和未来的营运的一个重要性。所以当我们在选择进入柬埔寨市场时，我们当然第一选择是金边金边就不用多说了，金边是柬埔寨的首都它300万人口里面将近30%都是国际化的人口当中大部分是东盟的差旅人员，也是很多来自中国大中华地区的差旅人员。我们也其实做了很多的分析，我们也了解到韩国、日本的差旅人员占据了很大的一个部分，因为这样一批人群对于差旅的需求对于长租公寓的一个需求，在我们的经验里面是我们对他们有非常的信心跟把控的。所以基于这样的一个考虑我们非常的坚信，在金边在威尔斯公馆这样的一个地理位置，背靠着这样一些客源，有SHAMA公寓的这样的一个落址，是完全可以配合跟服务这批客户的需求，给他们提供非常好的服务跟产品。所以我们觉得这样的一个人口支撑的话，是对于将来的营运是非常非常重要的。而当我们在金边着想的时候我们非常有幸跟万康国际接洽到，因为我们也是老朋友。当万康国际跟我们讲到现在的威尔士公馆是在这样一个核心的一个地理位置，我们非常高兴，因为据我所知，这是一个三江之汇，是一个国际大湾区的一个所在。因为我们一直相信，在这样的一个具体的地理位置，必然是成为一个 CBD， 必然是将来成为不管是差还是旅的一个必经之路。当然因为我们对万康国际的了解，我们知道他们对建筑品质、未来的这个产品的条件是把控非常严格的，所以我们也很相信这个项目将来出来的整个一个效果品质是会达到我们作为一个专业酒店管理公司要求的这样的一个水准。所以我们对于金边威尔斯公馆的选址，包括将来咱们物业出来的这样的一个品质是非常有信心。我们也相信这样的一个产品会达到所有我们的客户的一个要求，会好好的服务于这样的一个市场。我们非常的期待，也一直在跟踪这个项目的进展。我们希望也期待SHAMA金边威尔斯公馆早日投放到市场。在这个过程当中，我们一直在做紧张的筹备。我们也是希望把SHAMA在商旅居方面的一个经营理念传递给未来的一些客户。对于SHAMA来讲，无边界的旅居生活，包括自由探索本地，是我们的一个经营理念。更重要的在于，我们是希望提供给每一个差旅客人有一个家外之家的 一个居的一个概念。在这个当中，我们会提供多种多样的社区活动，鼓励和帮助我们差旅客人去探索金边本地的文化、风土人情，同时在服务上提供高效率的人性化的服务，让我们的客人感受到有效率的、有温情的、有文化底蕴的这样一个旅居生活。我们觉得，在金边的这样一个酒店旅游市场，我们有信心，金边SHAMA威尔斯公馆的投放应该是有一个引领作用，希望为金边的整个服务行业跟酒店行业引领到一个更细分化、更针对化的为服务于金边的差旅人员的升级做出我们更应有的贡献。
Hi, hello. Do you request the video? Okay, let me do a bit of translation because the video is too long, but I just say some key points. Okay, SHAMA or maybe ONYX, they are going to concentrate in the South Asia market like Malaysia, Maldives, and Malaysia and Thailand and the rest of it. For Amari, it's basically more focused on first capital city, China. So in the whole entire group, they are going to build the ASEAN, the brand of ONYX to the international market. So for this video, the GM was mentioned that very fortunate to work with Everhealth with us to enter to the Cambodian market because we find that the location at that particular that we have the property is a very excellent location that basically at the central of the hub of the financial. So they are looking forward to serve our customers and they are giving SHAMA one of the brands that bring into Cambodia to serve a better excellent service to all our guests. So this is one of the videos that share with you how SHAMA treat their customers. That's why we always work with the professional and the international company. Okay. Anybody have any questions at any moment you want to ask me? If anybody have any questions? Okay, so for these properties, if no, I will continue. With SHAMA, SHAMA is basically managing the property and service apartment. We have 35 maintenance coverage, like example, aircon, piping, everything, we will handle. You do not need to worry about who is the tenants, everything, because we are able to manage them properly and handle them in the right way. Okay, so when you have tenants have problem calling you, no, you don't have this problem. Okay, we will be doing everything for you. Okay, that's why you need to know where to invest and what you want to invest in. Okay, so comparison residential. A lot of people, when they invest in residential, they will tell you, I have a professional management company doing for you. It's A, B, and B. So they get someone, third party, and come and do it. But do they have the system and SOP standard of international standards managed? I don't know. Okay, so you need to do your own research. Okay, so let's say do a comparison of residential and service apartment. What do you see the difference? Okay, for residential, you need to do housekeeping for your own as you are staying there. You need to do everything for yourself. For service apartment, we have a housekeeper to do bed sheet changing towels and everything. So if you have any issue, just call the concept. They were able to help you. Okay, so let's say the rental. Okay, if you have a property, yeah, you have to change the rental. Do you know that you are in the overseas investment? So rental is one of the issue things that most of people have a problem to getting their rental when they call. Okay, I said I will do it for you. But you know, it's a hassle thing. So for service apartment, it's automatically rental claimed by our management. So they will be able to gyro to your bank, in Cambodia bank or your Singapore bank account. Okay. So after the rental, what do you do? You're going to find a tenant. There's many people have problem finding because they are not the local. They depend on the local agent. They all depend on how much you want to pay them. So for our service apartment, because we continue market for your properties and managing your property only when you want to use your own or you want to sell it up. If not, we will manage your property throughout the whole entire year because we are having a long-term contract with ONYX. Okay, so that's why service apartment and residential are different. We guarantee you the rental you do not need to worry about your property able to lease it out or not. So we are able to help you to manage your property. Okay, so for residential, couple of years later, everybody in Singapore the same thing. Couple of years, I lease my property out. After 5 years later or 4 years later, I can tell you honestly, I have to take at least 10,000 to do out. Okay, painting wise, everything. So you calculate that mathematics that you are losing certain costs into your maintenance and your repairing. So for service apartment, every day we have room service who clean up your apartments, and every time people moving out and new tenant coming up, they have to QC and check before they sign and hand over to them. So that is very important. So we are keeping the tip-top condition to our customer. So the brand will stay on SHAMA. If they do not do well, the brand will go down. That's how the GM have mentioned. They are giving the excellent service. So that's the reason why they maintain your property with a very capital value gain in the long term. So a service apartment with an international management is important to know. So do you all understand this? It's very important. Okay, investing in a property with a business model is important. So this you need to consider when you invest anything. What is your property going down the road about 5 to 7 years later? So we have to understand. Okay, this is very important. In overseas, a lot of people who always have problems that, Mr. Wong, your aircon leaking or your sink is leaking. Do you know that when you are poor, you cannot able to find a handyman? Why? Because you're not there. So you depend on a lot of your friends or agent to help you to do so. So if you do not have it, that's a big problem. But service apartment is very different. We are able to completely maintain. Why we say that? Because when the problem comes, the tenant will call in the front desk and tell us about their problem. So our front desk must able to settle the problem. If not, we will exchange a new room for them. That is our guarantee. So that's the reason why service apartment is completely a business concept, running a business concept, running a way of helping people to manage their property and getting the right better rental returns. So this is important. So that's why I say this property and this project is very, very valuable to invest in. Let me share with you later about it. Okay. So as I mentioned, these properties 9 to 6 is service apartment, and the retail and office and retail rate is at level 5 to 8. Okay. So you can able to have a passive income and an awesome capital gain. Why? I have mentioned to you before. If you manage by an international management group, they are able to take care, and in the reputation why in the years, most of the people went Cambodia, they will know this property. They would like to stay in this property, and then when they travel. So that's why your property value will grow. If you manage, you see a lot of times when you go to countries, I don't want to mention who, you can see the maintenance of the properties are not there because the maintenance is not good. So all this is one of the concerns that you need to know about it. You know, so that is important. Okay, we have a question from. Okay, no, sorry. So okay, that's important. Now we talk about price. Anybody want to know how much to buy a property in Cambodia with a studio apartment? This is one of the one-room apartment floor plan. This is what you see and what you get. It included the bed frame, mattress, sofa, tables, etc., etc. Okay, lighting, setup, everything was included. It's moving in conditions. Okay, moving conditions. Okay, now I'm sharing the price with you. How much do you think if you want to own a property in 5-star standard? How much do you think it will cost you? Anybody can share with me in the group chat. Let's do some interactive, okay? Not I only talking about it, and you tell me more. What do you think that property value worth for this service apartment? Do anybody want to answer? Do anybody want to come? Guess, make a guess. Can own stay. Yeah, of course you can own stay, because you can own stay if you have a business or you want to stay there for retirement. Welcome, because you can have an own stay. No question saved. Okay, and you have to maintain, you pay a maintenance fee, that's all. So if you want our service of then we have to pay the service fees for the ONYX. So all these things can be discussed because you can own stay. You can even use your own for your own, because if you do a business like me, I travel very often in Cambodia. I need an apartment. If I will go there, I will stay there. Because I have no question saved because everything is taken care. Okay, as Dasam mentioned, SHAMA is wanted to make the guest like a home and stay in the service apartment. Okay. So the square feet, they are using square meter. They don't use square feet. Sorry, they're using square meter per unit. So the square meter is 62.67. Okay, for a studio apartment. Okay, so the selling price are also based on square meter by US dollar. Okay, I just will use one of the example of unit. The per square meter is about 2,550. Okay, purchase price is about 160,000. 160,000 of US dollar. Okay, do you think it's worth for you to buy a property with only 160,000? Can anybody share with me, if you buy a second property in Singapore, how much you need to pay the ASD? 12%, right? So if you talk about Singapore property, it's about $1 million. You need to pay about 120,000 Sing before you can purchase a second property in Singapore. So why not thinking, I can use that money to invest in Cambodia with this property, provided a business model and taken care by International Hospitality Group. And why not thinking about making your money work harder for you? So this is why I say, an investment, make sure that you know that you are investing a property cost only 160,000 USD as a freehold. And on top of it, we are giving you 5 years GRR, guaranteed rental return. This is awesome, right? If you put a deposit in the bank, you are getting only 0.9. On top of it, your money will not grow. And if you can have a GRR, guaranteed rental return, on top of your capital gain after a couple of years, 7 to 10 years, I can believe that property price were able to market at 1.4, at least 250,000. That is why I always say, investment is only buying something that location and the value of the products and how they can able to manage the property. So you have to take note. That is very important. Okay. Okay. 12%. Okay, you said okay. So look at it. Okay, this is one of the breakdown. I just do a breakdown for a payment schedule. Okay. So this is what I mentioned to you. If you buy this property, it's 160,000. Just round it up. It's more easier for me to present. So how much do you think you need to pay? You need to pay a 10% down payment. So 10% you can get a property. Why not? So it's 15,900 or 16,000 USD. You can have it. On top of it, the rest of balance of the amount, principal, you can have a loan. In Cambodia, you are getting, just like I mentioned, the Cambodia 50 is about 5% per annum. How much is the rental? And how much is the loan? It's about 8 to 9%, 13% also. It all depends on what kind of loan. A property loan is easily 9% per annum. But this loan is basically have a very good term with our company. They are giving a 3.5% interest rate. Fantastic. You know why? Later I do a calculation for you. 7-year leasing loan. For 7 years, you can have 7-year loan with this amount. So the interest is about 35,000 with the loan amount, with 3.5% of the interest. The interest rate that for 7 years is about 35,000. So after the interest with your interest plus your principal add up together, you are going to pay 180,000 around there. I just round it out, or 170,000, 179,000, and divide by 84 months for the installment. So every month you are paying about USD $2,131, about 2001. Okay, is it able? We look at it something. Singapore, most of the people buying branded car like Mercedes, BM, Audi, or some other brand. Every month they are paying $1,000 to $2,000 Sing. Correct me or wrong. So you also have to maintain the car. On top of it, petrol, road tax, insurance. How much you are paying? So if you imagine you make your money work harder for you, or you use the money to get luxury and make yourself happy, but after 10 years or 7 years later, do you getting something back? So that's why I'm saying rich people always getting rich because they use their money, invest on the right thing and getting more money when they are retirement. So that is one thing that I want to share with you. If you're buying a car, you are paying this amount with the maintenance and petrol and papa, and the rest extra cost. It's almost the same price you are paying this. But this is a freehold and making you money every year. Okay? So let's talk about the rental now. Okay? Every year you are getting a 5% rental on the purchase price. On the purchase price, 160,000, 5%, you do a mathematics. So you are getting 8,000, by around there, 7,000 plus. But why is 6,800? Let me share with you later on. Okay? 5% second year, 3rd%, second year, 3rd year 5%, 4th year 5%, 5th year 5%. Why they have these total is 25%? It's about 3rd year. Why they have a withholding tax 14%. So you are earning money from the countries, the government has to tax you. So this is automatic deducted on your rental every time that we pay you quarterly. So before you are getting the rental 5%, you are getting $7,990 per annum. But after the tax 40%, you were getting $6,871. Okay, this will be your net receipt. And people ask me, hey, do I need to pay maintenance? I need to do whatever? No, because in Cambodia, when you rent your property out, every maintenance and every fees will be paid by the tenants. So we will be managed for you. We will pay for the tax, and you will getting your fees as what you are getting, as I mentioned to you. Nothing else you need to pay for. Okay, because you already pay the tax. So let's talk about the GRR of after divide by 12 months. So every month you are investing 160,000 for the property. You are getting $572 USD. Is it awesome? Is it a very good investment getting every month a passive income for you? So like by then, a lot of people losing a job and they worry because they have commitment. Every family have commitment. We have commitment every month that we need to pay for. But if you ask yourself, if you have a good passive income, do you worry about it? There's some of my friends, they have no worry at all. What is called dynamic, because they have a very good reserve and they have a very good asset. Because they start young, they know investment in property will never go wrong. Okay? So let's talk about the monthly installment, $2,131, less your GRR you receive per month. So you every month is only need to pay $1,560 USD. Convert to Sing dollar is around $2,000. It's basically an installment of a car. Correct me, I'm wrong. I think someone who own a car that every month you need to pay about $2,000 with petrol and everything. You think easily cost you about $2,000 Sing. But after 7 years, you think your car will give you any revenue or any money cashback to you? Zero. Or after 10 years, it's only your scrap value. So in this property, after 10 years, you are getting 10 years GRR return. I would say only 5% throughout the whole 10 years. Let's say you are getting 68,000 return in 10 years. Just averagely, we just projected that. Okay? So your capital gain, let's say you're probably buying 160,000. You are putting one-fold to become 300,000 or 250,000. You know that you're earning 90,000 on top of your GRR 68,000. Imagine it's 170,000. It's one fold with 10-year return. That makes very awesome investment and make it awesome passive income. So you look at it. This is a very awesome investment. And I tell you honestly, we give you a very good returns. Okay? So let's talk about our office. Okay, before we start anything, any question for the service apartment? Anyone want to ask me anything before I carry on? Or I speak too fast that the numbers may be too complicated for you to understand? Any question that anybody want to ask me? Okay, if not, I won't waste the time. Okay, I have one question. The 5 years, 10 years. Oh, 10 years. Oh, okay. For the GR, I think it's GRR, right? You are saying we guarantee you 5 years at this moment. After 5 years, what we do, you can renew with us. We can renew with us. Okay. So the ONYX will be able to manage, because later I'll share with you what we have signed with them. Okay. So you can, after 5 years, you can renew with us. Okay. And then we will talk about the GRR again. It may be 7% because the price are increasing. So we cannot give you 5%. It's not fair for you. So now we are giving you 5% because we guarantee you, you will receive this 5% for the next 5 years. Okay. Any legal fees, okay, involved. Very important. Legal fees at this moment, you do not need to pay anything because we are giving you a sales and purchase agreement. Only when the TOP, you need to pay 4% for the stamp fees to get a hard title. Okay, to get a hard title belongs to your name if you pay full. But if you are getting a loan, then it's a very different concept, because the loan, like same thing, you will be mortgage, okay, coverage at a bank or listing of financial companies. Okay, so this is something that we need to discuss. Maybe if you are interested, we come to my office, we will discuss more and let you know, understand more of how it works and all the legals and all the things. Okay, can we sell after 5 years? Yes, of course. You can sell anytime. You can buy now, after 1 year before the TOP, or after the TOP, you can sell with a 5% GRR. But it all depends on how much you want to earn. My perception, I buy this property is because I believe property take years to grow. It's for capital gain and good income. That is why I choose. I'm not sure everybody, but of course, if you want to earn a 5,000, 10,000 or 20,000 USD, you're happy with it, why not? Okay, nothing wrong. You can sell anytime, no question said. But the 5-year GR is giving you your property. If anybody who buy for your property, they will entitle the 5%. It's not you anymore because it's owned by them. Is it clear? Any more questions? Okay. Okay. So we share about office, okay, well-mentioned office and retail place, okay, USD about 188,000. Also using a very a sample of the unit, smaller unit to quote you, okay. So this how it works, okay, same thing. The unit size is about 83.97, okay, it's much bigger than a service apartment. So this is the loft price. Loft, that means we build the loft for you. So you are getting a loft, that means that is the size, okay? So per square meter is selling at $2,245.23, okay? So this is the price after, multiply the price, so it's about 188,000, okay? So this is how I get it, okay? So a breakdown payment, same thing, okay? This is the purchase price and multiply, as just I mentioned, your selling price, the per square meter price, multiplies the size of the unit, you can get this amount of 188,000. Okay, and the down payment, same thing, 10%. We have 20% down payment, 30% down payment. Of course, the more down payment you pay, you are paying less monthly installment. Okay, you can pay 50% and loan 50%, no question said. Okay, and the interest you pay, that means you pay the more you pay, your interest is lower. Okay, how it works, okay? So they work in the way that you pay 10% is 3.5. Okay, I'll give you an example, I'll give you a scheme. Okay, for 10% down payment, is 3.5% of the interest rate. You pay 20%, it's 3.25. If you pay 30%, your interest rate is only 3% per annum. So that's how it works. Okay. At the 4th year, you pay 40%, 30%, the interest is still 3%. Okay. So that is how it works. Okay. Is it clear? Okay. Okay. So the principal amount of loan is about 170,000. Okay, I round it up. Okay, after you pay the 10%. So with the 3.5% of the interest, your 7 years interest rate amount is 41,000. Okay, plus your principal amount loan of the interest, you have to pay 212,000. Okay, divided by 84 months. Every month you need to pay about $2,514. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, so for office and retail, their GRR is more higher than a service apartment because they are commercial. Okay, so the 7% for the first year, so they are giving 7%. Okay, for the GRR. Okay, so this is every year you are getting a GRR return. So total for 35 years, you are getting 35 with a 56,000 passive income for the next 5 years. Is it beautiful? And you are only pay this amount, and every month you pay 2005, and you get this passive income. Very awesome, right? So after the withholding tax, okay, this is supposed to get 13,000. After the tax, you are getting 11,000. So we did the net calculation for you. So at least you know how much will you receive after deducted the tax. Okay, nothing else. You will get this amount from us the next 5 years. Okay, nothing else you need to pay. Maybe any maintenance things like like wear and tear, sometime of your unit, then you have to pay for it. Okay. So the GRR divided by 12 months with the 11,000 divided by 12 months, 1 month of your rental return is a $945 passive income. It's about 1,000 plus Sing dollar. Okay. So look at the rentals, monthly rental 2,500, and after deducted your rental of your receiving of the GRR, you are paying $1,570. It's about around $2,000 Sing. Is it awesome? It's a freehold. So that is very important that you have to understand this amount. If you every year save for 84 months, years fry, man. I tell you, it's fry. Okay, 7 years is very fast. 7 years you pay this, you take it as a saving. On top of it, your money saving will grow from you. Why? Because the property value went up. So when you sell it up, you earn your money, and your principal of the property of your price you pay for, you are earning on it. On top of it, you are getting 56,000 GRR return for the 5 years. So all this is important. So all your money grow for you when you work and you earn your salary, and it make your money work harder for you to double gain. That's why a lot of people can buy. I ask myself, why Singaporean can buy a 2 million property house? How much they have to pay and how much the installment they need to pay. Yeah, you stay in the condominium, it's $2 million. You know, 1 month, if you loan for 1.5 million, how much every month they need to pay? Easily 10,000. Easily 11 to 10,000. If the interest went up, I don't know. So you ask yourself, do you want to stay a property when you are getting, in the end of the years of your enjoyment, you take the money and you can enjoy whatever you want. Okay, you do not need to worry about your retirement fund. Okay, you do your mathematics and you do your investment. Okay, so this is what I mentioned to you. ONYX, we signed a contract. It's 10 years contract with ONYX. Okay, started with when we TOP, and then we have an option of another 5 years, total 15 years. If we have been working with them for the past 20 years, or maybe 16 years, do you think we are doing a very good business with them in China? So that's why they follow us in Cambodia, because we did a lot of survey and analysis on the Cambodian market. That's why we are not selling our hotel. We are managing the hotel. When people come to Cambodia, it's a peak season. we will bring our hotel guests to the service apartment also. That's the reason why we are doing our own hotel managed by a SHAMA brand. We have a brand in the ASEAN. So we want them to, we also want their database and our customers. So this is very important also. Okay, so this is why I want to share with you. Any more questions about the price, about the things at GR that you want to know more? Do I make it very simplified for you to understand of the investment? Any else questions that you want to ask me, I can share with you now, because since we have still but about half an hour time, we can talk about the investment in property. Okay, we have one question. Okay, people ask me one thing, investment in Cambodia, what is the most important thing that they need to know? Okay, I have mentioned to you just now in my slide. The hard title is considered freehold in Cambodia. So when you receive the hard title, the hard copy is a freehold property. So that means it's under your name. So when you want to sell it, you have to present the hard copy. It's our title in Singapore Title League. Okay, the 4% is every time you transfer to a buyer, they have to pay the 4% stamp fees. So this is the transform, how they doing the 4%, like our Singapore stamp fees, the same thing. Okay, how safe is the country? That's my question. Okay, very simple. I think a lot of people never been to Cambodia, they have been to Thailand. Okay, they are very similar in Thailand, very friendly, human-wise, they are very friendly. So there's a lot of China businessmen invested in Cambodia. They are learning Chinese very well, more than the English. The countries used to be very dangerous because they carry guns and grenade. But in these 7 years, they see the country growth and they see a lot of things the government is doing. The government is cracking down all the corruptions and all security parts. So that's why now, in everywhere you go, I will tell you honestly, okay, it depends on where you go, okay? We have to ask ourselves, we don't go to some of the places that we want to go. Okay, a lot of people try to be, try to adventure, go to some of the places that we might not know. So you go to surrounding of city, you never have problem because they have casino, they make sure all the foreigners are there, they are safe. Because if anything bad news about all the country, whatever they do, the big event, mega event, all gone. Same as Singapore and same as other countries, what the reputation they give the foreigner. So in foreign, there's Cambodia, there's a lot of foreigners travel visiting Cambodia. You can look at the travel statistics. So in terms of the climate, it's very low. Okay, so you can ensure that. Okay, we also have one question about the restructure of the commercial property in the usage. Okay, example can it be used to beauty and aesthetic beauty? Okay, yes. Okay, in Cambodia, they do not have at this moment they do not have say an office or wherever. They are opening to retail and office. That's why we can claim that the level is for office and retail. You can do beauty, aesthetic. Oh, this is a fantastic. I love the question that Alan will ask it, because it's very important because our hotels is international. So we have a lot of tourists coming. If you have a beauty salon and you have aesthetic, if your price are very attractive, this is something that I can tell you. Singapore, MIA, you can do a lot of application and go there and set up a business. This is what Singapore wants. Okay, so that's why you buying your own property with getting grant by supporting by government is so fantastic. But the reason why you have to understand, no other things that the office you say you cannot. You don't need to apply it, but only things that you need to do is your business license. Any business you do, you need to take your business license for every sector. Okay, for beauty, aesthetic, I'm not sure. You maybe have to be proof that you are doctors and you have all the certified cert before you can get the license to operate the business. Okay, so for property management, we have to apply the license before we can operate the business as a real estate management, property management, because they want a professional. They don't say anybody, any Tom and Harry and open a business. They want to run a business in this. No, they want to make sure that the company you operate is with a professional or you have the experience in the industry. So this is very important. Okay, so this is important. For property usage, no restriction at this moment. Okay, at this moment, no restriction that your office cannot be retail. Okay, you can be. Okay, so both sides. Okay. Okay, no problem for foreigner to set up business there. Oh, yes. Well, of course, there's the rule. I might not a lawyer. I can tell you honestly, I set up business there. Business are no issue. Okay, it depends on what kind of business you're dealing with. Some business is you need to have a 51% of the local share owned by a local, so you can own 49%. Of course, all these things you can work with the lawyer, legal part, and how you work with your partners there, or you can do a legal check before you set up. Okay, I have a friends are doing MRA. If you are keen to be invested in Cambodia, also can able to come and see me. I can able to introduce you the consultant to tell you more about the Cambodia, because they are very professional in the business in Cambodia. Okay, I had lunch with them in last week. I think it's a very awesome lunch, and I think we can work something with them. Okay, like our office tower, we have a co-share office. We're working with him to do some planning of co-share office at this well-mentioned project. So imagine that you invest in the retail office space, you're also able to get an awesome return because it's a co-share office, like WeWork, things like that, co-share office. Okay, we have to provide this service. Do you provide this service? Yes. As I mentioned to you, I can help you or anybody who have any business idea that want to go there, or you have any question, you can visit us and visit me. I can able to assist you and how to work on it, to go to Cambodia and set up business. Of course, I will say that, I'm a property developer side. I have to be also tell you very honest that you have to be invest in the property before you can able to move there to set up business, because you need to get a rent. So why not, think about this place. It's a very good place. It's a very good investment. Okay. So any questions? Okay, we'll go ahead. So this is what I mentioned. ONYX have 10 years contract with us, and we have 5 years renew terms. Okay, 10 plus 5. Okay, this is some of the document that you need to know. We have a business license. Okay, before we do anything, we must know this is a business license. This is our boss, the lady boss as now. You watch the video that I have, the video I interviewed her. Okay, and this is all the license. Okay, so this is the land industry 10 division. Okay, this is all the land that what you need to do, all the things that we written there is for what, for hotel, it's for service apartment, it's for office. They are indicated all in the license, with these things. Okay, so the legal documents, okay, in commercial housing. So you must have all these legal letter before you can build or you can start the things. Okay, and you can, okay, for Cambodia wise, our business are very different. Whatever you projected to sell the properties, you need to do a projection and then you submit the tax, because they need to charge your tax first before you able to sell your property. So that's why we have paid all the tax of the unit. That's all the price are there. We don't mark up and give you GR. That is not the right thing to do. So for us, we give you a proper. That means whatever you buy, the price is already indicated when we have indicated the license and we submitted the price. We cannot sell above. Okay, so building and development permits. Like you need to build anything, you need to get a permit before we start. Okay, China Construction Engineering is our construction company. So they are top 500 in the world. And in Singapore, they also in Singapore, they are building for the Midtown project in Bugis. Okay, so this is one of the construction we are working with. Okay, so that's how I mentioned to you a soft cut and a hard cut. Soft cut is basically a leasehold. So if the property is a leasehold, they will issue you a soft cut. Okay, a hard cut means it's hard. This is soft, is like an A4 paper, like a 80-gram paper, they just give you a paper, yeah. The hard card means that it's a 350 hard card. 350. 350, that means hard card. That means they indicate your name and your unit, okay, and your things, every respect is everything there. So you will receive this hard card after you pay the 4% of the purchase price. Okay, okay, the different process. Okay, this is August 2020, and you watch the video in the earlier stage, it's only piling. So you look at it in August 2020, they have built up. Okay, so you look at this, November, you see some of the building have been raised up. Okay, and you look at January, all the way to the level 9. And then you look at July, last month, already 20. All right, this is 9, 10, about 23rd to 25th floor. Okay, so you look at the view. Okay, you can see Diamond Island, Shangri-La. Then you can see the bridge and the Royal Palace here. So it's very diagonal. Okay, so this is sorry, I want to show you, this is the Tongsat River, and then this is the Mekong River. Okay, so let's see some of the investors what they have said. Okay, so you watch the video, and some of the investors had came to Singapore and came to my office and they purchased. I thank you very much for their support and giving us this video testimonial to what is the view. Okay, some of the video was not taken, just taking from my handphone, so it's pretty natural. So enjoy and see what the investor has to say. Hi, today we have an investor by the name of Mr. Teo, Alan Teo. As what we want him to tell us more about, investment in Cambodia Wealth Management Project. Hi, Mr. Teo. I know that you have been purchased a couple of units of Wealth Management Project in Cambodia. Tell me a bit more about the USP of why you the USP of this Wealth Management Project.
Well, I think basically in terms of this wealth management is because it is a build up of a 5-star hotel, plus a service apartment, and also it comes with a lot of facilities, and more importantly, it is managed by one of the international hotel management company, which they have managed most of the 5-star service apartment. So therefore, I thought this is one of the unique selling point. And I would say another thing is the location. Okay, I feel that the location is strategically situated in a place where I've been there, and I know that that place is going to develop further. It actually reminds me whereby, say, the nearest to Cambodia is Vietnam, for example. I see how Ho Chi Minh city developed. So I thought this is a good opportunity for me.
I think it's like, what do you see opportunity in Cambodia? It seems that you're invested, heavily invested in Cambodia. There must be a reason that why you choose Cambodia.
Okay, I think what is more important thing is I'm a businessman. Okay, as a businessman, I think ROI plays a very important part. Okay, so first thing first is the developer itself, the wealth management, actually guarantee me a 3 years guarantee rental income, so-called. I think this is something that is attractive. Apart from that, honestly speaking, as I mentioned to you, I travel very much over in ASEAN country, and I have offices in Malaysia, I have offices in Vietnam, and I actually invested in Vietnam property. I also invested Malaysia. The lesson I learned, I think, is something whereby the property actually appreciate, but the worst thing is the currency actually depreciate more than what the property appreciate. So therefore, I find that such an investment is not a wise investment. Now, why I come into Cambodia is because, first of all, they have very young population, and when they have very young population, this also means that the country itself will develop very fast. And what makes me attracted to this property and attracted to invest in Cambodia is actually their currency, the common currency. are using US dollar.
Yeah.
So we know that US dollar, it's the fluctuation is very, very low, and they are one of the world international currency. Therefore, I have chosen this thing. And second thing is also because of the casinos. Wow. I'm sure we know that any country with casinos, the economy will tend to also build up, just like Singapore itself. You know, to have sense and to have genting into it, the government takes a lot of hard and long decision before they do it. And if I'm not wrong, Sense actually took 2 years to have their ROI.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, this is why I see to it this way.
Okay. I think you're a businessman. You have been mentioned a couple of times of ROI. Okay. What do you see the ROI return with well-mentioned project? Okay, like the passive income and the capital gain. How do you interpret it on this project?
I must say that I have a lot of clients who now become multi-millionaire. That is because they started investing property in the 80s and 90s. And that is, of course, in Singapore. And I have missed the boat. Today, if I want to invest with the government, a lot of restriction in terms of speculating the property. Therefore, I see that there's no chance. The best part is today in Singapore, if you buy a HDB, a brand new HDB, it will cost you easily 300,000.
Yep.
Whereas for Cambodia, it's even less than this.
Yep.
And the property is freehold.
Yep.
Okay. Now, in terms of the why I'm so confident on this area is because, first of all, like I mentioned earlier, we are given a 3 years rental income.
Yes.
So to me, this is kind of passive income.
Yep.
Second, okay, I don't have to worry about furnitures. I don't have to worry about management because everything is managed by the renowned international hotel management. So to me, this is another piece that I actually feel I'm very comfortable and confident with. And the third thing, since I told you earlier, I actually went to Cambodia quite often. I see that there is a limitation in hotels, especially 5-star hotel. So therefore, I think with the development of the country itself, I see that in the next 5 years, the country will develop very, very fast, especially with today, with the advanced technology and with the, from last 2 years, when I visit the place, I already see that a lot of things has changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of people know that Cambodia is a fast-growing country, and they are also one of the 7 wonders of Angkor Wat. I think the tourist industry is booming. That's why I think you are invested a hotel service department project. So, and last question is that if will you recommend your friends, and what will you sell this project to them in? What do you think that they will invest?
Okay, I think put it this way. Early on, I mentioned first and foremost, okay, I have invested in Vietnam. I have invested property in Vietnam. I have invested property in Malaysia.
Yes.
Okay, and I have missed the boat in Singapore. And I also mentioned that in Singapore itself, the HDB itself already cost 300,000 and above. And I have to consider into renovation. I have to consider into buying furnitures, getting tenant and so on. And whereas for Cambodia, I think the investment is very, very low. Okay, and especially now with the deferred payment, I think I would really think that it is definitely a good buy. So for me to introduce to my friend, I will always ask them to look at 2 things. Okay. First, okay, the currency used in Cambodia is US dollar, so it is very stable. Second is like what you say, it is a young country. Young country are developing. Honestly, I've been there a few times. I personally love the place, and I've been to all the F&Bs. I've been to the attractions. I think it's a place where you don't only relax, but you got to have a very good mixture of traditional culture and also advanced technology. So basically, to me as a businessman, okay, I look at all these things, and the best part is the investment is not high. And imagine the property is freehold. Okay, so for me, definitely it is a wise investment to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time today.
You're
Thank
most
you. Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah.
Hi Francis, thank you for coming down for this interview. May I know a bit more about why do you invest in well-mentioned project in Cambodia? What's the USP, unique selling point that you are investing in?
Hi everyone, I just want to share with you all, because this wealth banking property is a freehold property, which I will never get in Singapore anymore with such price, and furthermore, because of the ABST in Singapore, for my property, I need to pay extra 12%. Extra 12% for 1.5 million, it cost me about $200,000 US. It's almost about there.
Yes, around there.
Yes.
So as a well-mentioned in the office property, what do you as an investor, what do you normally look at as overseas property when you invest in overseas property? What do you normally look at?
Okay, normally because I was all the while looking at this one road, one belt. Because of the China running through the train all the way from Europe to, I think, Malaysia or Singapore.
Yes.
So I look at this, there's very good opportunity across Cambodia, because Cambodia is so new.
Yes.
And I found that there's many opportunity over in Cambodia right now.
Yes. And I think Cambodia just started, into the international market. I think basically the property itself, there's something that interests you, or to make you make a first step to invest is, what is the main thing? I mean, what is the property you think that will gain your passive income, capital gain, or what do you see in the property?
Because we're looking at Cambodia, because so far I think this Wells Mansions property is a one and only one, the first service apartments which never have in Cambodia. And furthermore, the price is right to me and value for money.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the return in terms of the investment? What's your investment return in doing?
Well, Wells Banking's property this developer have promised me 1 year 10%.
Yes.
As for me, I'm looking at Singapore, is anything more than 5% is super good enough.
Yes.
Yeah. So I felt that moreover is over 3 years is 21%. And the most important issue is the exchange rate.
Oh, yeah, the currency.
The currency exchange rate, but what I'm doing was very low. Yeah, because Singapore currency is very strong. So I never choose to invest in our neighbor country because the currency holding power is not there.
Okay, like Malaysia now is already 3.1. Yes. So I think further than a year, maybe 2.5. Okay, that's one of the things. Okay, for service apartment, I think well-mentioned have a very good selling point is because of the international 5-star service apartment.
Yes.
And managed by the 5-star management, hotel management by the ONYX.
ONYX, yes, correct.
So I think hassle-free for you, can I say that?
As for me, it's totally hassle-free because I don't think so at my age, right, I can become a hotel tycoon. I have no chance at all.
Yeah.
And I believe that if this is an opportunity, that I just pay a
little of money,
and I can become an owner.
Yeah.
And I also have a security over this property.
What do you pick Cambodia rather than the rest of Southeast Asia?
Okay, I've been to many countries, and Cambodia I also been there before.
Okay.
Yeah, because I found that Cambodia is very near to Vietnam.
Yes.
And very near to Thailand. I picked Cambodia because why? It's very big opportunity there. And I felt that it's very security there.
Okay, so I think thank you very much for your interview today, and thank you for your time. Okay, this is some of the videos I do not want to share with you. I think it's too long, too laggy. So if anybody who interested to know more, you can come to my office and then we can share with you more. Okay, let's go forward some of the testimonial. Okay, now at the end of the show, I have mentioned if you throughout this still have the customers who in the zone, now we have a link for you to get a free 4-day, 3-night Cambodia boost camp. So if you want to come or you want to get it free, just scan the QR code, okay, and fill in the form. We receive it, we'll call you, contact you to come down to our office to receive the gift voucher. Okay, this 4-day, 3-night, let me share with you what it's all about, okay? So this 4-day, 3-night, we will bring you go to the key elements, landmark that I mentioned to you just now in the presentation. You will be going to the area to view yourself, the property that you know in there. Okay, we will bring you along and you don't need to come up a single cent. It's hotel, accommodations, food, and transport is all provided. Okay, so this will be bringing you go to the Eden shopping mall and the rest of shopping mall, you know, and the central market. So we will bring you all to these places when you are traveling with us. Okay, so this is the place that you know all the Japan hospitals and everything. So you can view, you know, surrounding our area. So you can look at it. You know, all these places. Bank is very it's very near to our apartment. Okay, so you look at it. You know, this area, the financial now. So crossing over here is pretty near. Okay, so this is some of the places that we will be there. Okay, so this is some of the Minister National Defense and Minister Office are surrounding that particular area I mentioned that here. Okay, so this is the place that we will bring you to 4-day, 3-night to travel to all this area to see by your own. Okay, with this area. Okay, the development. Okay, so Royal Palace, some of holidays, attractions area. Okay, we will be there. Okay, included the Royal Palace, you know, things like that. Okay, so before COVID-19, we have brought many investors travel to there. Okay, so these some of the investors been there with us. Okay, and we have Singaporeans, Malaysians, and Indonesia. Okay, these are some of the photos that we have taken, and I share with you. They have been there and they impressed. I will say something very, maybe you don't believe it. My record is 10 people go, 10 people buy for my own group of people. So they see something that I share with them. If you follow with me, I'll bring you to a place to see from the top to the ground, and you will know what's the development in the whole entire non-paying development process. Okay, so the food, we're not bringing you to the hawker center, we'll bring you to the restaurant. This is Sao Fei Yang, this is the garden, city garden. Okay, how much you think per person cost? Okay, how much per person for food in Sao Fei Yang? Anybody can guess? Anybody can guess? Make a guess. Yeah. Okay, I have a friend say that, you know, about $10. Okay, $10. So it's $28 each person. Why? Very simple, because the living standard in Cambodia is not low. And the people there are affordable to, you know, consume. Because when I go to South Korea, I got shocked. It's like a Din Tai Fung, like Hai Di Lao. Why I say that? Because the queue is pretty. You know, they're sitting down there waiting for tables. We need to make a reservation before we, you know, visit the restaurant. So that's the reason why that, you know, the steamboat and the place, the red food, awesome. Okay, it's not cheap. Okay, Naga World, Royal Palace, Garden City, Golf Club. Okay, so now click on the link now and the QR code, and you will receive this $500 USD. Okay, USD. Okay, you will receive this USD worth of $500. Okay, Cambodia Bush Camp trip. Okay, everything included. The only thing that you need to pay is only air tickets. Okay, so I can't promise you because air ticket I do not know how much, but hotels, food, and transport will be provided by us. Okay, any question Q&A? So before we end this session, thank you very much for tonight. And I think I can do better the next time, but I hope this is something that I want to ask you all. Do you all, after listening to me, is it the right property to invest for your future? I have a question by someone. Okay. If you are keen, they say, if you're keen, come to my office at Marina Square. Okay, unit 03308. Okay, support team, can you key in our address for the customer who want to know a bit more so they can come and visit us at Marina Square, unit number 03308. Okay. Yep. Someone asked for QR code again. Somebody asking for QR code again. Please play back the QR code, or I do QR code. Okay. So this is a QR code. Okay. So scan the QR code, and you will have the form, a Google form for you to fill in, and then we were able to contact you to come and collect the voucher. Okay. So we have another questions. Yes, we have a questions. Okay. Sorry. Yes, Marina Square near Suntec City. And people know that, you know, it's a couple of hotels, Pan Pacific Hotel, Park Royal Hotel, Mandarin Oriental, Ritz-Carlton, the Marina Square. It's a very big shopping mall. So you can come and visit us, and I will share with you more. Okay, we have some investors are keen. Okay, same thing. Our supported team have key into the link on the bottom, and you can copy, and then you can, yeah. Okay. Yes. Any questions so far? Any more questions? The QR code, is it good enough? Any question that anybody want to ask me now? If not, thank you very much for the time. Thank you for your time and everything. And I see you the next coming weeks. I'll see you in my office. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye.